You know that sensation when the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you can't quite pinpoint why? That's how I felt every time I boarded the subway for my ride home. It was as if the dimly lit stations and the occasional flicker of the lights were whispering secrets I wasn't meant to hear. But the unease turned into paralyzing fear after that night, the night I heard the voice echoing through the tunnel. It was late, the last train of the night, and a carriage was almost empty. The rhythmic clattering of the train on the tracks usually lulled me into a trance, but this time, it was different. Just as we passed the old, abandoned station, the lights dimmed to near darkness, and that's when I heard it, a voice, barely discernible, yet chillingly clear. It called my name, elongated and distorted, as if carried by the wind from a place that should no longer exist. I looked around, expecting to see some prankster, but there was no one. Just me and my heart pounding in my chest. I tried to rationalize it, convincing myself it was just fatigue playing tricks on me. But the next night was worse. I opted for an earlier train, hoping the busier crowd would drown out any residual echoes of my imagination. Yet, as we approached the same tunnel, the temperature dropped suddenly, and the voice returned, this time louder and more insistent. It wasn't just calling my name, it was begging for help, telling me it was trapped. I felt a chill seep into my bones, an ancient fear that rooted me to my seat, unable to move even as the train pulled into my station. I stopped taking the subway after that. I'd rather brave the cold night air than face whatever was lurking in those depths. A week later, I stumbled across an old newspaper article about a tragic accident, a train derailed decades ago, right there in the tunnel, never fully clear. My blood ran cold as I read about the victims, especially the last name on the list, one that matched my own. It was as if the past had reached out with icy fingers, gripping me with a truth I couldn't escape. And now, even as I write this, I can still hear the faint whispering, growing increasingly desperate, as if it knows I've discovered its secret.